Japanese garden bridges can either be a beautiful, alluring addition to a garden or a cliché of exoticism. When designing your own Japanese garden or merely enjoying one, you should take into consideration the fact that Japanese gardens are meant to be a celebration of human creativity and nature that harmoniously fit together. Today we're going to talk about how this is done right and how this is done wrong if you're aiming for a Shizen style garden. A bridge symbolizes a journey from your normal day-to-day life to another world, and it also symbolizes a transition from one state of mind to another, which could be chaotic to the serene. Choices have to be made when crossing a bridge. Do we stay where we are in our current state? Do we pause and reflect in the middle of the bridge? And do we take the final step into a new, unfound territory? Crossing a bridge also symbolizes a path from the world of humans to the world of nature, where we can enjoy the solitude and just be a part of nature. I break Japanese garden bridges down into 3 categories: functional, aesthetic, and spiritual. They can be a combination of these categories, but I would err on the side of keeping it natural, whatever the dominant category is. The garden bridge wasn't even a part of original Japanese garden designs. They came about 200 years later in the Heian period. But as they are still around today, they were seen as a welcome addition to many styles of Japanese gardens. On the functional and practical side, Japanese garden bridges come in all shapes and sizes and often connect islands to land and cross over streams with actual water or sometimes just stones representing water. They're often made of either stone or wood, but sometimes also bamboo or a combination of earth elements. So a lot of people ask, why are Japanese garden bridges red? Well, bridges in Japanese gardens usually aren't red. Many Japanese gardens should aim to keep the colors more neutral, and a weathered, unfinished wood look is probably the best kind of bridge to add to your garden. Where we get confused is that Chinese gardens tend to often use bold colors like red and orange in their gardens and pavilions. And Japanese shrines sometimes will also have a red torii gate or bridge. And as I've mentioned before, sometimes Shinto shrines may have a garden or a Zen garden may be there, but that represents more of the religion and the spirituality rather than the garden. A pure Japanese garden is trying to create a place where we can experience nature, calmness, and reflection. And earth tone colors are often more effective than bold ones. I think it's more in the West that we tend to over-focus on the bold red bridge. Some stone bridges are large slabs that can be walked on, or sometimes farther off and only meant to be viewed from a distance. Wooden zigzag bridges are used sometimes as well. It's not so common, but you do see them sometimes, and they create an interesting walking area. Bridges can be similar to stepping stones, or sometimes actually stepping stones in the water, that have a goal of forcing you to watch your step, slowing you down to take in the moment. Arching bridges can also be used, often with a low decorative railing. These types of bridges were more common in the early gardens that were influenced from Chinese gardens where they were tall enough for small boats to pass underneath. A good garden bridge should aim to aid in a meditative experience you're having while exploring the Japanese garden, not to be a distraction. It should take you into the realm of nature, which isn't necessarily a far-off spiritual place, but the natural world we're all a part of. Although Japanese garden ornaments aren't essential for a Japanese garden, another ornament you might be interested in is the Japanese lantern, which you can learn more about here.